Hi, it's Enrique with Canine Perspective. Today we have a new daycare and train, Shelby. Shelby is around that 6 months age, so she can start e-collar training. So Shelby's on the 280C dog truck collar. I've already fitted the e-collar on Shelby. So when we're fitting the e-collar, we go by the contact points on how snug it is, not the collar, just the box and the contact points. So we want it snug enough to where the box and the contact points are not moving. We want it in one place so that our connection number and working number is consistent. If you see your box moving to the other side or shifting, it's too loose. If your dog's coughing and choking, it's too tight. So when we're using the e-collar for training, we use the nick button, which is, so you have two buttons on the side, one smooth one, and then on the top is a bumpy one. We're using the bumpy one. The bumpy one is the nick. So the difference is if I hold nick, it's still one like nick, and then continuous is a long nick. So if I were to hit the bumpy one, it'd be nick, nick, nick. So I press it 3 times to get 3 nicks. If I hold it down, nick, and that's it. For continuous, if I press it 3 times, it's nick, 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 and if I hold it, it's nick. So we don't use continuous because it is stronger than the reg. So if I was on 5, for example, or like let's say 20, if I hit 20 on nick, it's more softer and more quick, so the dog can respond to it and think. For continuous, it's more stronger, it's a little longer, so then the dog, you'll see dogs like freak out on continuous. So we like using the nick. Front button is pager. We only use pager to see if there's connection, or if, like deaf dogs will use pager. And then the blue button on the left side of the remote is the on or off button. So if I hold it, it should turn off. I hold it again, it should turn on. There's a red dot on the remote, and then there's a red dot on your collar. You want to pair those to turn it on, and then when you're turning it off, pair them, but you're going to hold it until you see the red light on the collar go away. A lot of owners just do it really quick, and you'll see the red light, but it's still on. So you need to hold those red dots together until the red light goes away, and then you release. They both have different batteries, so you want to keep them both charged at the same time. The battery life lasts a while as long as you're turning it off during the night. If you're leaving it on during the night, it's not going to last long, the battery. Green is good. Orange, yellowish is low. Red is going to die. What else? When we're fitting the e-collar, placement-wise, under the left jaw, between the left jaw and the right jaw, so anywhere here is good. We try to avoid the middle part because it's the Adam's apple. We don't want too much pressure here. So right here, or like right behind the ear is good. On the top of the neck, we try to avoid it because it becomes too sensitive for the dogs. So we just find that here, under the neck is good. And then also having it high up. So right now, Shelby has a flat buckle collar, e-collar. So e-collar first, then flat buckle. Fitting it, the remote. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with, what number, because this has 127 numbers. So what number are we going to be using for Shelby's training? So there's 3 numbers you want to find in the beginning. So it's the connection number, which lets us know that the contact points are making contact with Shelby. So what that would look like is like a twitch on the side of the neck where the box is, but Shelby won't care. You'll just see the twitch. Let's say she's looking at a squirrel. You'll see the neck twitching, but she doesn't care. She's still looking at the squirrel. Then you go a little higher. We call it the perception number. It's where Shelby will look at the squirrel still, but then she'll look where the box is at, and then look back at the squirrel. So she's starting to be aware of it, but not cautious about it. She still doesn't care. She's just kind of, what was that? And then the working number is the number that we're going to be using. So the number that causes the most concern We try to avoid the yelping, the dramatic responses. So the working number, let's say Shelby is looking at the squirrel, you hit a certain number, then she backs up and maybe like goes to your left side, or let's say she's on your right side, she goes to your left side and like looks at you, or she just does something dramatic to the point where it's like, oh, like she really felt that. Again, nothing like yelping or jumping or anything like that. That lets us know that we're too high. So I'm going to go ahead and find it, and then I'll explain more about the working number. Again, Nick button, when I say tap, 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 I'm pressing it in that rhythm 3 times. So if I say tap, 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 that's the rhythm. So when we find the working number, we like to start at 5 and go up by 5 and then give 3 taps. If we don't see the reaction or the reaction we're looking for in those 3 taps, we bump it by 5. So it's tap, 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 nothing, bump it by 5, and so on. So I'm at 5, give a nick, nick, tap, tap, 10, tap, 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 15, tap, 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 20, tap, 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 25, tap, 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 30, tap, 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 35, tap, 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 40, tap, tap. Wait a moment, see what she's going to do. Tap, 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 45, tap, 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 50, tap, 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 55, tap, 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 60, tap, 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 65, tap. So right there. So I know she was behind me, but all that moving, she already does that. So I knew that wasn't the working number. But right here, tap, tap, tap. What I saw was, so she's going back and forth with me, but when I hit this certain number, her mouth was open, and then she closed it and just walked this way, pulling me. So again, tap. So then I tap once, and then she moves, tap, right there. Good. So we're going to stick with 65, and then that's normal. She doesn't know what it is. So their first instinct sometimes is to either get away from it or like submit to it or just try to get away from it. So this lets me know that this is the right number because this is causing her to move. I'm going to go down to 60. So throughout the training, 60 might become, it might go lower, I might become the same, but usually dogs become more sensitive to it as we go along with the training. So we're at 60 in this environment. It's pretty calm. There are dogs here. It's a new place for Shelby. She could be stressed, a little overstimulated. So it might be a little higher just to like cut that overstimulation off. So if you're at a park and she's comfortable at the park, your number might be lower. If there's like if you're in the summer at Oz Park, your number could be higher because Oz Park is pretty busy in the summer. So just 60 cannot always be the working number. That's why it's important to know how to find it and what to look for, and go higher as needed. What else? The reason why we choose this number is just because you'll see as the training goes on, we'll get results quick. A few trainers use low-level e-collar training, and then it takes a while for the dog to get it because it's not enough, doesn't cause enough caution and concern for the dog, so they don't really care. But other than that, that is how you find the working number. The fur acts as a buffer, so since Shelby's groomed right now, it could be 60 because of that reason. So as we go along in training, for example, if she's starting to grow her hair out again, the number might be higher because the fur acts as a buffer. So just keeping that in mind as well, her fur length. And then, that is it, Shelby. All that was normal, going really high, finding it, her trying to get away from me because she doesn't know what it is. It's all normal. So yeah, that's the working number, how to find the working number for Shelby. Hi, it's Enrique with Canine Perspective. Today we have a daycare and train, Shelby. So we just found the working number. We're at 60 right now. I'll let you guys know, or I'll let you know if we have to dip down or go higher, and then I'll explain how to find those signs that you're too high or you're too low. So in this video, we're going to be covering the heel. Heel is walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. So Shelby should be here when under command. Right shoulder parallel to my left leg. If I take one step, Shelly takes one step and sits. If I take 2 steps, Shelly takes 2 steps and sits. If I run, Shelly runs with me. If I suddenly walk slow, Shelly basically keeps up with my pace, stays with me. And this is all done with a slack leash on my left side in any environment. So throughout her training, we'll start here just to layer in the foundation. You can layer your foundation anywhere. You can start in the most crowded environment, high energy environment, and you'll still get the same results, but we're gonna lay the foundation here, and then we'll do training walks with her to Home Depot and just transferring it to different environments to make it more effective. So the heel concept was stay with me, sit with me. No, walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. Yes, so when we're going to be teaching this, I'm going to walk forward. I'm going to give this much slack, right, it's a little J under right aligned with the armpit. If it's too low like that, Shelby will walk over it, and I'm going to have to keep fixing it. So to save all that time right here, if it's too tight, so like this, it doesn't let her make the mistakes so I can teach her. So if I'm walking, she's obviously going to walk right here because that's all I'm giving her. So if I give her more slack, about right there, it lets her make the mistakes. So like that, we would see more her getting away from me, and then that's when I use the e-collar to correct her. So when teaching this, I'm going to walk. Shelby's probably going to pass me. Once her right shoulder passes my left leg, I'm going to do a 180 that way. So I'm going to turn this way, keep walking, and tap until she comes back to me. Once she comes back to my left leg, I continue to walk. No more pressure with the e-collar. And then once she passes me again, turn, tap, and then I continue walking the opposite way. If she's lagging, I can give a tap for her to speed up, to come up, to catch up with me. And then if she goes to my right side, because we want, heel is one side. If she goes to my right side, that's not heel. So what I'm going to do is give pressure to my left side, pulling her. Now, I'm not actually pulling her, but I'm just giving tension to guide her, and then pairing it with the e-collar. So then what she's trying to do is figure out how to turn it off. So you can't lag because the pressure will turn on. You can't go forward because the pressure will turn on. You can't go to my right side, the pressure will turn on. So then she'll figure out, oh, when I'm here in this specific spot following Enrique, pressure's off. So we're going to be teaching her the correct, the off switch to the e-collar. So the heel, that's why the heel command is the first thing we teach mostly. It's heel or place because it allows a dog to turn on, turn off the e-collar with the dogs thinking that they're doing it. I'm going to move this camera back. Okay. So I'm going to walk forward. So right here, tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. She's passing, turn, tap, tap. Good girl. So since she's paying attention here, I'm going to do a slow turn. So right here, she's on my right side, so give her leash and then tap. Good. Passing me, so turn, tap, tap, tap. Good girl. Tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. So here, she's still on my right side, so pull to my left, tap, tap, good. Tap. Good. Tap. Good. So here, tap. Good. Slow turn. Good. Tap. Good. Pick up for boarding. Tap. Tap. Oh, okay. He got to play and everything. Tap. 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 Good. Good. So right here, wait, where's she? Okay. Tap, tap, tap. Good. She caught herself there. I'm gonna do a turn. Tap. Dip down a little bit. Tap. Tap, tap, tap. Shh. Tap, 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 tap. Good girl. Good girl. No tapping there because she turned with me. Tap, tap, tap. Good girl. Tap for her to catch up. Good. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Tap. Good girl. Tap, 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 tap. Where's she? Shh. Good. Tap, tap. Good. Slow turn. She turns with me, no tapping. Still lagging, so I'm gonna give it a tap. Where's she? Okay, good. Better. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Tap, tap. Biggie stuff is in the front. Tap, 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 tap. It should still be labeled because it's Biggie stuff and Pepper stuff. Good, she's turning with me. Good. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Now if I slow down, good girl. So, a few things we saw. Well, first of all, my number is now 45. A few things we saw was she kept going to the right side. If I walked that way, but then if I walked this way, she like pulled to my left trying to get away from me. So then the pressure would turn on. There's one point where she kind of wanted to shut down. She put the brakes on, she didn't want to move. Tap, tap. And then I slowly increased the pressure to make her move faster, just to speed up the process. And then she just flushed out and came to me, which is good. What else did we see? I think she kind of panicked or put up a little of a fit when she like jumped on my butt. And then she bit the leash for a little bit, so I kept going with the pressure. I realized it was a little too high. She kept going too much. There was too much of a reaction when I wanted her to catch up. She'd go like straight ahead of me. So then I lowered it, and then I saw a better response, and she understood that better. What else? So when I would say slow turn, she's turning with me, no tap. It's because if she's paying attention and I just turn out of nowhere, she's gonna keep going. If I slow down first, and then I see Shelby slowing down with me, I'm like, okay, then I can proceed with the right turn. If I slow down so I can do that turn, Shelby should slow down with me, but if she doesn't and she just keeps going, so she doesn't know I'm slowing down, she's unaware, that means she's not focused, tap and then continue walking that way. And then there's a moment where I walked, I slowed down to a stop, she stopped with me, I took one step, she took one step with me. So right now she's a little shaking on the back, and then she's panting a lot. I didn't walk that much. It's because it's stressful in the mind because she's getting disciplined. So it could be a little stressful because this is a stressor for her.
Where is Baby?
It should be like right there. It's on the desk. It's the one with it's the only one that looks different with that dial. So that's the heel, just like teaching the foundation. So I'm gonna do one more walk. So when I turn, I'm not gonna use any words. Good, no tapping either there. Good, no tapping, she caught up. So slow down, she's slowing down with me. So then I do the turn. Good. Tap, 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 good. Tap, good. Just one tap, she turned. So right here, where is she? Okay. Good. Slow turn, good. And I slow down to a stop. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl. I take one step. Good girl. I have room for 2 steps. Okay. 1, 2. Good. So it's not perfect, but we got her to understand to keep up with my movements. But another part of the heel is the sitting command, or not the sitting command, just the sitting position. So stay with me, walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. So when I stop, Shelby should sit. So we're going to teach her that right now. So if I walk, good tap, good girl, good girl. Tap, tap, good. Good. So I slow down, I stop. Okay, okay, she sat. So let's see if I can tap. Good. Good. Okay, she's sitting now. It could be because she's focused on me, really focused. But if she were not to sit, what we do is leash pressure up, very light leash pressure, just to give her a guidance, and then pair it with the e-collar. So it'd be leash pressure up, tapping, tapping until she sits. If she's having a difficult time, and to take a step back, what you can do is leash pressure up, and then left hand pushing down on the back and pairing that with the remote. So like this, so I'll give it tap, tap, good girl. So again, it's not a lot of pressure on the back, because on the butt, the rear, because we want the equine to do all the work. If we're using too much force in the training, that means the number's not high enough. A little force as possible, and then just relying on the e-collar to do all the work for you. So once this becomes consistent, when I take one step and I start moving, I see Shelby moving with me, then we can start adding the word heel. So what else? We'll discuss that later, but just wanted to show you how we teach the heel and what was normal, what we saw that was, what her responses, and I explained those. Hi, it's Enrique with Camera Perspective. This video we're going to be discussing the part 2 of heel command. So what we did first was create the foundation of just follow me, sitting when I stop, and like staying with me, staying with the body, the handler. So in this part, we're going to be discussing turns, slowing down, body language to Shelby to let her know just like, what we're doing in the walk. So, in the first video I said, if you're walking and you just suddenly stop, like if you're driving for cars, if there's a stop sign and then you just, slam the brakes, the car behind you is going to crash, so we don't want Shelby to crash. So we want to slow down to let the person behind us know that we're slowing down once they see those brake lights. So same thing for Shelby. If we're in heel and we're going for a walk on the trail, and if I suddenly stop, she's going to keep going. So we want to slow down 3 to 4 steps, then we stop, and then Shelby will see that. If you slow down and Shelby is not slowing down with you, you did everything right, Shelby's doing it, she's just not paying attention. So then we forget the stop or the turns or whatever we're going to be doing, and just tap and then turn that way, the 180 correctional turn. So we're going to layer in the word heel. So when you're practicing the word, we like to tell the owners to, every left, so every time you stop, so I'll just do it just to make it easier. So heel, tap, good. So I'm going to slow down to a stop. She sits, good. Heel, left leg, I slow down, stop, good. Heel, left leg, slow turn, good. I'm going to slow down to a stop, good. Heel, left leg, slow turn, slow to a stop, good. Heel, left leg, slow down, slow to a stop, good girl. Heel, left leg, slow turn. I'm going to slow to a stop. So for the sitting, again, up and tap, good girl. And heel, left leg, tap, tap, good. Good girl. So now for the turns, so if we're walking, we'll discuss the left turns first. So if we're in heel, we slow down before all the turns and stops. So in heel, we slow down, and then, so heel. So I'm slowing down, she's paying attention. Lead with the right leg, left leg, right leg again, and then continue. So slow down. A sharp right leg, left leg, right leg. Good. Slow down. Right, left, right. I slow down. Right, left, right. Good. Good. Right, left, right. Good. Right, left, right. So those are the left turns. Slow down to a stop. Good girl. No tapping there. It's better like on the sidewalk because you have like you can look at the lines of cracks. So if you're coming up to a crack, we like to stay on that line and just turn back that way. So that will help you a lot. If Shelby is, if you see yourself going to run into Shelby's like face area, that's fine. Just keep moving through because you're also teaching her that like to give like space between you and Shelby because she might be too close. So you're keeping that space because sometimes the dogs will like curl around your leg, and then you're like, why is she so close? These left turns will help because you're kind of moving her out the way because you want to go in this way. She's like, she's starting to realize, oh, I'm way too close because I just got, the leg in my face. And we're not like, kicking the dog or anything. We're just walking. So again, I'll repeat a few turns. So heel, left leg, good girl. So I slow down. Shelby is slowing down with me, so then I can proceed with the turn. So I lead with the right leg, left leg, right leg again. I slow down, good. Right, left, right. I slow down, right, left, right. Good. Tap for the catch up, good. Lower my number. Good girl. Okay, so if you slow down and Shelby's not slowing down with you, I haven't seen it yet, but if you try to proceed with the left turn, you're probably going to run into Shelby's stomach area with their right leg, and then she's going to flip, and it's just going to be a little messy. So that's why if she's not slowing down with you, don't try to force it. Just do the correctional turn that way. So that's the left turns. For the right turns, it's going to be similar to the correctional turn, but it's going to be a lot more like dramatic. Just let Shelby know. So when you're walking with Shelby, you slow down. You're going to extend that left leg and go back on the right leg and then back on left leg going this direction. So you're walking, slow down, left leg, right leg, left leg, and then you continue. Again, if Shelby's not slowing down with you prior to turning, so let's say I'm walking, I extend my left leg, but she's still going. It's going to be a tap, and then just continue walking that way. So we'll go for it. Good. Heel. Good. I'll do this one. I'll do the turn right here so you can see better. So I slow down. She's slowing down with me. Left leg, right leg, left leg. Tap. Good. For her to catch up. I slow down. She's slowing down with me. Left leg, right leg, left leg. Good. I slow down. Left leg, right leg, left leg. Tap for the catch up. Good. Left leg, right leg, left leg. Tap. Good. Slow to a stop. Good. So that was a much easier turn, like body, like, you know, mechanics-wise and everything. So when you're practicing this, you know, practice the heel, saying it 5 times, left leg. So heel, left leg, heel, left leg. And then with the turns, you can do 5 left turns, 5 right turns, and then mix it up, and then start your walk, just to warm her up. And then another command we use during the heel is the break command. So right now she's on the clock, she's on the heel command. So if we wanted to get, go, you're free, go be a dog, go potty, do whatever. We use the break command. So it'd be break, and then you can just guide her with the leash, like away from you, and then just ignore her. She'll figure out as you keep practicing this that, like, oh, the break means I could just go to the, it's better if it's the grass or, like, well, now snow, but, just guiding her to the snow, and then she will start smelling. Just let her be. And then whenever you're ready, so right now she's not in the heel position, so now I can say heel, and then tap, tap, tap. Good. And slow to a stop. And that's how you would get her off, like if she was on break, getting her off the break command. Good girl. Break.
In this video for Shelby's Daycare and Train, we're going to be going over the stay command. So, for now, Shelly decided to sit for me. I didn't say sit. Shh. Did not say sit or anything, she just sat. So, I can't say sit again because she's already in that position. So what we do is use a stay command. So start low with the numbers. Tap. So we'll start low since we're teaching you. So I'm going to show real quick how we do it and then explain why we do certain things what we do. So left hand, stay, grab high up, pivot up with the right foot, tap, 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 good. Return to her side, raise. Repeat it again, stay, pivot out with the right foot, good. Return, raise. Pivot out with the right foot, tap, 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 tap. Good. Raise. So a few things, waving the left hand, just visual for the dog, stay. So left hand, stay. Wait, Maddie. 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 When you can, if you can just scoop that up. Left hand, pair with the word stay. Grab high up because we're going to assume Shelby's going to make a mistake, and then pivot up with the right foot. The reason why we choose the right foot is because if we did the left foot, she's going to think heel. Left foot means heel, right foot means stay. And more advanced training, when you're walking, no words said. If I stop, I move my left foot, she moves with me. If I come to another stop, I start my right foot, she stays there. So we're just helping her figure out visuals like, oh, the right foot went out this time. That's stay, left foot means heel. So it's just helping her out. And then, so stay, grabbing high up. If she was moving, you saw me, I kept this position, exact position, so I can keep her there. If I grab this high up, she has all that leash to make it to me, and I don't want that. So we eliminate this as an answer, keeping the pressure on until she sits back. So again, stay, pivot out with the right foot, good. And now I'm going to advance a little bit, just do a little like a circle around her. Still keeping my leash like this. Good. Repeat another a circle. Don't repeat the stay command because I said it once. Good. Now I'll put her in a heel, and then I come back to the caramel. Heel. Tap. Stay. Tap. Good. Tap. Do a little walk around. Tap. Good. Tap. So as I did my walk around, she got up in the middle of it. So here, tap, 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 tap. So in the middle of my walk around, tap, tap, tap. In the middle of my walk around, she broke the stay, so I stopped, held my position with the leash, and just continued to tap until she sat down. If you keep moving, she's going to think heel. So it's important to stop on that circle around to correct that. And then right here, she wanted to get closer. She's breaking the stay, she's moving away. So pressure on, guiding her back to the spot she was at. Pressure off when she's in that spot. Pressure went back on when she started to lay down. Pressure went back on when she started to lay down. And I pulled the leash up and tapped, and she sat in the position she was in. Stay. Tap, 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 tap. Good. You're trying to excite her. Tap, tap. Tap. Good. 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 So she gets it pretty quickly. Okay. She got it pretty quickly. It's pretty simple. So when you're practicing this, break. So when you're practicing this, command, go for a walk, heel at a crosswalk or a stoplight, practice a stay command, do a little circle, then continue your walk when the light is green. And then when another scenario you can practice in is you're going for a walk, break, she poops, say heel again, bring her around, stay, pick up the poop, throw it away, return, and then continue your walk. No repeating the commands, it's stay, that's it. Some people do stay, 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 and move back away. It's just stay, and then we correct as needed. So that's just one word, and she understands it. And that is it.
Hi, it's Enrique with Connect Perspective. Today we have Shelby, a new daycare and trained puppy. She's 6 months when she started e-collar training. In this video, we're going to be discussing the place command. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little place man. Place is, the concept is, when I cue the word place, Shelby is to go to place. She can sit down, lay down, sit. If you give her a bone, she can chew on the bone. And then she's not allowed to hop off the object unless given the break command. The break command is, the release command. Like, you can do whatever you want now. You're free. Right now we're using an elevated dog bed. All the dogs love it. What else? You can use any object you want as long as there's a clear like perimeter for Shelby to see. So like a lot of owners will use yoga mats, maybe like a little rug, or their dog, the dog bed they already have. Some owners use like the big like rug in the house, and the dog's not allowed to go on the rug, and it's huge. Or the couch, whatever's available. So, like as long as it has a perimeter, you're fine. So when we're teaching this, we're going to start off close, taking baby steps. So about here is fine. So Shirley wants to check it out, which is cool. I like to put my foot on the placemat in case she, kind of like panics a little bit and moves the placemat. So that's a few things we might see is, resistance. She might not want to go there, but we'll have the e-collar. She might go there and then go over it, and then that's when my foot comes into play. So I hold it still for her. But yeah, so pressure's on when we need her to do something, and pressure's off when she complies. So what I'm going to be doing first, no words, is using leash pressure to guide her, and then pairing that with the e-collar. Her working number was 45, so since we're teaching something new, I'm going to dip down. Let's go to 30. 31, 32, 29 is fine too. So I'm going to grab a little more leash just to eliminate where she can go. So if I had it here, I'm gonna have to use all that leash to guide her there. So I choke up some more, let her settle. There's leash pressure here. Give a tap, tap. Good. Good girl. And then praise her. And then break. Since she doesn't really have the concept of break, just using the leash to guide her, no tapping there. So again. Who's that? Oh. Could you place Milo? So leash, tap, good, dip down. 35, break. Good girl. I'm gonna give her praise too on the break command, just so she starts recognizing it. Good girl. Bring her back. Good. Leash pressure, tap. Good girl. Good girl, Shelby. Good girl. Shh. Break. Yeah. So if she goes before I tap or give her the guidance, just pull her back. No tapping needed. Leash pressure, tap. Good. Break. Good girl. So now, since I start seeing consistency, I can start increasing my distance away. But now what I'm going to do is change it up. I'm going to use the e-collar first, then leash, just so I know that it's the e-collar that's making her go there. So again, I'm on 30, give a tap. Good girl. Good girl. So one tap, she went there immediately, no leash needed. Break. But sometimes owners see the dog's doing really well, then they start increasing the distance very quickly, and then you'll see the dog show confusion. Well, it's because you need to practice, the baby steps first to get to that level. So I'm gonna go down to 25. Tap. Tap. So leash pressure. Tap. 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 Good girl. Good girl. So that's a sign that you might be moving too fast the distance. So break. But we clarified for her. Okay. Good. Tap. Better. Good girl. Good girl. So soft. Break. Come on, Shelby. Yeah, good girl. Good. Give it tap. Tap. Good. So then once we start seeing consistency with just the e-collar itself, then you can start labeling it. So adding a word. Well, we're going to use place. So break. Break. Good girl. So cue word. If there's no response, tapping. If there's no response to the tapping or she's resisting leash pressure. So I'm going to start once she's settled. Good. Place. Tap. Good. Good girl. Break. And we're just working on the sending part of place. There's another part to place, the duration, and I'll speak about that later. Good. Place. Tap. Good girl. Good girl. It's a good Shelby. Ooh, Shelby. Break. Good. Again, I'm not letting her go to place on her own because I want it to be under my terms just so I know that she's learning the true definition of what I'm saying and the pressure. Place, tap, 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 tap. Good girl. Good girl. Break. Good. Place, tap. Good. Break. Place, tap, tap. Good. So right here, she passed it. Tap, tap. Good. I'll move the, okay. Let's see. So tap, tap, tap. Good. Break. Break. Come on, Shelby. Yes, you're a good girl. Moves a little back so that you can see. Okay. Place, tap. Good. So now for the duration part of it, tap, tap, tap. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Good. So we'll let her stay there for a little bit. So the duration part of it, you saw me walk around. You can hold the leash like this so that if she were to get off, you have immediate leash, and then you can turn the pressure on immediately to let her know that she's doing something wrong, and then pressure off once she goes back to place. You're moving around. If she hops off, you stop your movement, use the leash and e-collar to guide her back. You don't repeat the command, so it'd be place, good, walking around. She gets off, I stop, use the leash to guide her, not drag her there, not pulling her, and then the e-collar to make her move in that direction you're guiding her at. Good. And then you can do maybe like 4 circles around, and then after the 4th circle, give her praise, or you could do 1 circle, give her praise, just as long as you let her know that she's doing the right thing. So right after this training session, we start duration work right away. We'll do about a few hours on the duration just for the training while she's here. So what we have, our setup is we have columns, and then there's a tether, and then we have these beds next to them. So we tether the dog, we give them enough leash to make the mistake so that we can train it and check that. But we don't give so much leash that they go too far and their options are widened. So I could have Shelby on place right there and work with another dog, have her remote, If she hops off, I give a tap. She should retract. If she doesn't, she's probably gonna bolt. She'll hit the leash, and then she might try to get away from it, but the pressure of the leash is still guiding her, and then the e-collar will make her flush out. So we like to teach it here before we do that, so it's not such a big, doesn't take too much of our time to train it over there. So we start here, and we start duration right away after it's taught. When you're practicing this at home, what you can do is, if you have the same setup, like maybe you have like a heavy cabinet, desk, drawer, tether her there, put the bed next to it, or maybe let's say you have a small room like an office and you're doing your work, you want her to do duration. You can have the same setup, including a leash, put her on the bed. If she's next to you, you can step on the leash so that if you feel the leash go, obviously she's getting off. So giving the e-collar, tapping, and guiding her there. If you want her, since you're in that small room, she can't really get far. You can put her in the corner, leash on the bed, and then if she were to hop off, tap, tap, tap. Go get her, grab the leash, tap, 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 and then stop next to the bed, and then use your rest of the leash, the distance to guide her, keeping the pressure on until she goes on the bed. Maybe if you want to watch a movie, you can put her dog bag next to you, step on the leash, same concept as if you're working on your laptop or on the computer and she's next to you. You have the e-collar on and then the leash on. Leash is super important because if you decide to do without the leash the first times, you're going to see a lot of confusion. The question comes to how are you going to get the dog to understand, where she needs to go. So these baby steps I'm taking, you're going to want to repeat that with a new object so she understands, oh, places with this object too. I've been practicing it, as you saw, right here. And if I'm getting my distance, increasing my distance, and I see she's doing well here from this distance, and then I go to this side and start at this distance, she might be confused because it's a new image to her. So, we start close, increasing our distance on every side, just so she knows that, what place looks like. Like I said, stand, lay down, sit, all of that is appropriate. If she's chewing on the bed, you can tap for that, but when you tap her for chewing in the bed and she's, still on it, she might think that she's doing something she's in the wrong place. Not like the command place, but just she thinks she's doing something wrong, but she doesn't know it's the biting, so she's going to get off place. You're just going to keep the pressure on, guide her back to place, and then keep repeating that until she figures out, oh, it's the biting on the placemat or my bed or the yoga mat I'm doing that's why I'm getting tapped. Hi, it's Enrique with Canine Perspective. Today we have Shelby, Daycare and Train. In this video we're going to be covering over the down command. So there's two ways to go about with the down. I'll do the first way and then I'll explain the second way after I do the first way. So what I'm going to do first is put her in a sitting position just to make it easier. Again, with the new commands, we're going to go low. No lower than that for you. Okay. So I have her in a sitting position. Since she's smaller, I might have to crouch. Okay. So leash in my right hand, foot on the rest of the leash, and then I'm gonna choke it up right here with my foot, and then giving pressure down, and then pairing that with the e-collar. Again, no words or anything. So right here, let me see if I'm gonna tap for her to sit. Tap. Good. Tap. Tap. Good girl. So here, and I'm going to give it a tap, 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 bump it, tap, 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 bump it, tap, 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 wait a moment, tap, 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 bump it, tap, 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 bump it, tap, 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 bump it, tap, 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 bump it, tap, 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 bump it, tap, 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 bump, wait a moment, tap, tap, almost, there we go. Get some praise, break, good girl. Good girl. So again, tap, 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 bump it, tap, 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 bump it, tap, 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 get more leash, tap. There we go. Good girl. Break. I have no idea. Okay, so bring her back here. I'm not worried about her holding the down position, just want her to get used to the pressure of going down. So again, tap. Good. One tap, Shelby. Break. So you can see it progressing, and as we go along, it's easier. Good. Sit down, Shelby. Okay, good. So here, tension. Okay, she's so small. So tap. Good girl. So this is the one-way foot on leash, hanging her with the e-collar, and just keep tapping until she complies. We try to avoid the screaming, the rolling, everything. So everything you saw, it went very smoothly. She was just resistant at first, but as we went along, it just got simpler. We're starting to get to like the foot on leash tap once she goes down. So then the next way is using pressure on the back. Good job holding it down. Break. So, let me see. Right here. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold the leash like this way. So away from me, but no tension. And then I'm gonna have my left hand on the back of Shelby's shoulder blades, not going straight down, but at an angle, so that's how dogs sit. So the dog goes down, so the dog's sitting, they go down, they fold in. And it's just very light. I'm not forcing it because we want the e-collar to help her make the decision to go down. So tap, tap. Yeah, and praise. Good girl. Break. What? Yeah. What's up? I think he went on lunch. All right, so we'll do it again. Left hand on the shoulder blades at an angle. Girl's leaning on me. So here, tap. Yeah, good Shelby. break.
Here's how you can teach your puppy to potty.
Good. Okay. So I'm just gonna pet the shoulder blade so she doesn't go down from the pressure. So here, pressure, and then tap. Good girl. Good girl, Shelby. Good girl. She's doing fine. She's doing good. Now I'll go back to the foot. The foot on the leash. The foot on the leash. So here okay, so there's no tapping there. She just, she knows what's going to happen. So break. Once we see some consistency, we can layer in the word, which we will do. Which is what we will do right now. Good girl. Shelby, down. Tap. 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 Good. Oh, my foot's okay. Good. I thought she wasn't fully going down, but my foot was under her. Good girl. Break. Good girl. Down. No tapping there. Break. Shelby. I keep calling you Shelby. She's a good girl. Down. Tap. 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 Bump it. Tap. Good. So now we know the e-collar is making her go down, not the leash. Break. My foot is on the leash. No pressure though, just in case I need to help her out. I don't want her to have all this, the leash to make the options. So if she has all this leash, she's figuring out how to do it, and I want to eliminate the time for that and just keep the leash short, just help her figure it out easier. Down, tap, 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 tap. Good girl, Shelby. Good girl. Break. We'll do one more. Oh. Turn this way. And then sit. Good. Down. Tap. Good. So now it's just that the verbal cue that we need to make that the down command, or no, make her go down. So we keep pressing down, tap, down, tap, down, tap until we get down. She goes down, no tapping. That's just over time. Break. We'll do one more. Shh. Okay. Down, tap, tap, tap. Good girl. So we'll give her a break there. So now I'm gonna start correcting it down when she gets up. So, okay. So, like I said, keep practicing this, using that verbal cue. Shh. And then following that would be the tap. Everything we saw was normal. She did it very nicely, the down command. So now when we do duration, I spoke really briefly about it right now. If she goes down, when I say down, and then like I start to remove myself a little bit, we like to take baby steps. So I would like keep my foot on the leash. Shh. And then pressure goes back on when she breaks it. So if she were to get up, she'd hit the leash, and then I tap, and then she'd go back down. And then I can do a little walk around. Good. And then give her praise for keeping that down. So then down, this is the down command. Shh. so now we can go over the sit command. With the auto sits and the heel, it's the same thing. Leash pressure up, tap. But now we're going to start cueing the word with it. So she already has that foundation. So Shelby sit, tap, 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 almost, tap, 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 tap. There we go. And then I can go down, tap. There might be some confusion here. Tap. Since we've only practiced the down command right here. Good. Tap, tap. Yeah. So you saw that confusion. I'll keep practicing that sit another time just because I've drilled down so many times. I don't want to confuse her. But with the sitting command, it's just leash pressure up and then pairing it with the tap. Sit, leash pressure up, tap. Let's see if we can show it again. Sit, tap, tap, tap. Good. So pressure's on if she moves away, so tap, tap. If she's here, tap, tap, tap. That's why I like to keep the leash short, so I eliminate all those options for her. And then when she sits, pressure's off, and you can brace it. Break. Oh, when practicing this. So if you want to practice it down and the duration with it, same thing as place. If you're working at your desk, typing on a computer, you can bring her to your left side, right side, and then cue the word down. She can do it down, and tapping. If that's not working, help her out with the shoulder pressure or the leash. And then when she's down, you can just step on the leash like I was doing here for the video to talk to you guys. Stepping on the leash, doing your business, and then correct as needed. Same thing if you're watching a movie, sitting on the couch, down, stepping on the leash. And then same thing if you're at a restaurant. A lot of people don't like to bring their an object for the dog to place on. So they don't want to use a place command, they just want the dog to go down. And not, because the place command allows a few things. The place command allows the dog to stand up and sit, but some owners like the dog just laying down and being calm. So that's another way you can practice it. Go to a restaurant, maybe in the summer, but at a restaurant, down, step on the leash and correct as needed with the e-collar. So those are a few ways to practice it. At least sitting, you can just drill it back with the down. But yeah, that is it. Good job. Everything you saw was normal again. Hi, it's Enrique and Corey with Canine Perspective. Corey's got Shelby. So in this video, we're going to do recall. So with recall, we have two handlers. I have the long leash. I'm going to be the one I'm going to be the one that Shelby's coming to, and then the other handler, Corey, is going to be having the short leash just so it can help create some separation. Because as we practice the recall video, or as we practice the recall command, creating the foundation, Shelby's not going to want to stick with Corey. She's just going to want to stay with me because she's trying to avoid the whole tapping and pulling and everything, which is normal. But we need something to work with, so we need to force the separation. So when we're using long leashes, I have my thumb in the loop, and I close it, and then my remote, I have it in my right hand, like so. And then as I'm calling Shelby, I have the leash in my left hand, and I'm using my right hand to reel it in, and I just let it hit the ground. And then once she's either close to me or, I want to stop giving or reeling it in, I go ahead and just wrap it around my pointer finger and lock it here, because then it's more secured here. So again, I'm pulling, loop is in my thumb, remote's here, I'm pulling. Once I'm done, lock it like this. We're reeling it in as she's coming along, so she doesn't have the 30 more, the extra 30 feet to go the opposite way. I mean, right behind us is a wall. The camera's a wall, so but over there's more space she can run to. So I'm just gonna be reeling it in, and then no words right now, just e-collar and leash. So Corey's gonna go ahead and go all the way to the back. To the back. Good. So it doesn't matter if Shelby's sitting or anything, she can be standing as long as she's stationary there. So we're gonna start low since we're teaching something new. So right now, there's no tension on the leash. Once I pull a little bit, and just hold on until I say, once I pull a little bit, there's tension. So with this tension, it's very light just to guide her. I'm gonna pair it with the e-collar. So I'm gonna give it a tap, 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 3 to 4 steps back, tap, tap. See what she does. So right here, she's going the opposite way. I face her, tap, tap. Good. Good. Good girl. Shh. And then break. And we repeat this again. So e-collar pairs the tension. And then once she starts coming to me, e-collar goes off and tension goes off. So pressure off when she's complying, pressure on to start it, or when she's not. And then I'm taking 3 to 4 steps back, and I'll discuss why that's important later. So here, tension, tap, 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 3 to 4 steps back, hold. Good girl. And then break. Oh shit. Wait. Go. You're good. I'm gonna pass out this smell. It smells like paint.
Smell right.
So tension. Don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let go. Move back. Move back. Move back. So if she starts to make her way before I give the pressure, then Corey will just stay his ground and just keep her there. So tension, tap, tap. You're good, tap. 3, 4 steps back. That's a good girl. Good. Break. Shh. So right there, so there was resistance right there, because she doesn't want to go with Corey. Shh. God. Cool. Cool. Good. Let her settle first. Good. So tension, tap, tap. Good. Little run there. So right here, face her, move back, tap, 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 hold. Good girl, Shelby. Good girl. Break. So far, everything we're seeing is normal. Good. Good, good. Good. Tension, and then tap. Good, 1 tap. Reel in my leash. 3 to 4 steps back, and then hold. See what she does. And then I'm gonna tap for the sit. Tap. Good girl, she sat right in front of me. Break. So now we're gonna switch it up a bit. Let's see. So now, I'm going to give a tap first, and then tension if needed, and then after that, everything's the same. 3 to 4 steps back, hold. If she doesn't sit, tap for the sit. So we call this calm. When called, then sit 1 or 2 feet in my vicinity. So here's no tension. I'm gonna give a tap. You can let go. Good girl. Tap to speed her up. Good. Good girl, Shelby. Good girl. So soft. Break. Three more or 2 more. Okay. No tension, tap. Face her, move back, tap. Good, break. One more. Tap. Good girl. Good girl. Good. So this next 3, we're gonna use the word. Break. Shelby, come, tap, and then leash if needed, 3 to 4 steps back, hold, tap for the sit if she doesn't sit. And then I'll explain why we always tap after the cue is given. So all this is normal, she's just trying to get away from Corey. Good. I'm gonna tap her so you, okay.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna tap her so she can sit. She's not pulling. Okay, good. Shelby, come, tap. Good. It's a workout. Good. Break. Okay. Tap. Just to help her settle. Tap, 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 tap. Good, better. Shelby, come. Tap. One more. So right here, face her. Tap, move back. Good. One more. Break. Good. Shelby, come. Tap. And then you're good, Corey. Good girl. So, let's see. Come here. So, we went from leash pressure with tension. So when we gave tension, we paired it with the tapping. And then once we saw some consistency with that, we wanted to see if it was, we want the e-collar to be the one that makes her calm, not the leash. So when I tapped, she zoomed right to me, which is good. So once we see some consistency with that, then we layer in the word, just so whenever we say the word it's consistent, because we said in the beginning it would have been consistent because Shelby wouldn't know what it means. So tension, tapping, 3 to 4 steps back, and then waiting to see what she will do. And then if she doesn't sit, we tap for the sit. And then we went e-collar first, then leash if needed, and then tapping for the sit if there was no sit. And then we went Shelby come, tap, 3 to 4 steps back, and then see what she did. There was one moment where she went this way, the other way, to the kennels and everything. So if she passes you, or if she goes left, goes right, whatever, face her. So if she passes me backwards, I face Shelby, and then I move back, and then keeping that pressure on to tap her, just to get her back to me. I didn't repeat the command. I didn't, panic or anything. I just faced her, moved back, and tapped. So the reason why we tap every time we say the cue for recall is because if we don't start that in the beginning right now, in the future, if you're doing recall work and then she's off leash and then you say, Shelby, come, you think she's not going to come, but then she starts to make her way to you and you tap too late. 2 things could happen. She could shut down or run the other way. So when we start, this is just for the beginning stages, Shelby, come, tap. I didn't see any freak out or she didn't make the decision to shut down or turn the other way. She did slow down at one point, but we start that now. She's gonna realize, oh, even though I'm tapped after I'm coming, or even when I'm on the way or halfway there, it still means to come. So we're practicing that. We're gonna be practicing that now, so it's not an issue in the future. And then the moving back is important because if you're at the dog beach or a loud area, and you're screaming, Shelby, come, she can't hear you, so you start tapping, and then she sees you. Once you start moving backwards, she's gonna know, oh, that's recall right there. So she's gonna make her way to you once she sees the visual. So the moving back is just a visual to draw the dog in. So when you're practicing this command, if you have a partner, you can do this setup like we did. If not, you can go to a field, an open area, and if Shelby likes, to chase the squirrels, let her chase the squirrels. Let her get lost in with the squirrels. Like if a squirrel runs up a tree, let Shelby chase the squirrel, go to the tree, bark at it, and then, or just do one recall. And then that's one way. Or you can just let her go and break into a field or an open area, and then just do a recall there. It's important not to be consistent. So you don't do a recall every single time there's a squirrel. Maybe one time just let her just chase the squirrel, then just pull her away from it, and that's it, and put her in a heel. Or if you're in the field, don't call her every single time, because Shelby might think that, well, I get called every time I go into an open field, so I'm not going to go into that field, or go on the break command. So maybe one day go to the field, recall once, the next day, or the next time you go there, no recall. And then next time, maybe 3 recalls, the next time no recall. So just being inconsistent with how many times you're practicing recall at the location you're doing it at, your yard or whatever. Another example could be you let her play with a dog, let her play with that puppy. The only problem with that is if you're at a dog park and you're doing it, the dogs might try to make it difficult for her to return to you. So for example, if you're calling her, a dog might think she's playing or running, so they might chase her and play bite her, whatever. So if you're with a friend's dog, it'd be more easier, just one dog, let them play, recall, and then just do 1 recall for that day. So yeah, that's it. We don't repeat Shelby come, it's Shelby come, and she's to come immediately, and then sit next to us. Left. So position doesn't matter. She can sit on your left side, right side, front side, back side, just as long as she's in the vicinity, 1 or 2 feet.